Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Kitchen to Commerce. Every Wednesday we produce a new video talking about business ideas in the food world. We talk about all things pie. If you're just here for the pie, that's okay too. But if you want to learn how to start your own business out of your home, out of your own kitchen, and how to get your business going and how to get it launched, I know all about it, and I'm here to share everything that I know about the food industry. Guys, I started baking a handful of pies out of my home kitchen 26 years ago, selling at the local farmers markets. And I'm here to tell you how I got started and where we are today and how we were able to scale quality. We've got 6 retail stores, so we know a lot about the food retail business. We also know about the wholesale business, so we do sell a lot of our pies go out to our local grocery stores. We drive to Chicago 4 days a week. We have been doing that for almost the whole time we've been in business. We've been in business for 26 years. We've been driving out to Chicago since about 1996-97, once Whole Foods came into the area and we were supplying their Michigan stores. They invited us to come out and distribute to their Chicago stores. So today it's been 4 days a week delivering fresh pies, and this week is our last delivery, our last time out to the Chicagoland area. We also deliver to Sunset Foods, a very small chain in the North Shore, and we deliver to the One Plum Market there as well. So our pies are no longer going to be available in the Chicago area. It's not our choice. We feel really bad about it. It was Whole Foods' choice, and they had to make a business decision, and this is what they did. So I'm here to tell you all about it. Stay tuned. So we started, like I said, baking very small amount of pies out of our home, as much as we could do 26 years ago. Hired a few people here to help me set up our little tent and our little table at the farmers markets. It was a lot of work and it was a lot of fun. You guys, if you have a kitchen and you have a great recipe and a good idea and the inkling to get going, you can do it. You can get started with little or no money and set your little table up, set your tent up, and I give you some other hints about what markets are the best for you, what markets aren't so good to be set up at. That's another whole video that I've done in the past. Have the link below on that one. So there's some business advice that I share on this channel, and a lot of things pie, but a lot more business. So if you're here for the business ideas, I welcome you, and feel free to ask any question you'd like, and I'm sure that I'll be able to address it in a future video. Or you can go to my website as well, wendyachatz.com, and email me there with your questions. I love to share my information. I love to help people. Dave and I have had so many people come to us with business questions. They were small, they're starting out, and they have a lot of issues and a lot of problems, and they need a little help. And it's so great to have people to direct message me or email me or call me. We love sharing our experience and our advice because we've made some mistakes. We don't want you to go through the same mistakes that we did. We've made a lot of good decisions too. So in the early years, things really changed for us. We had moved from our home out to our one little pie shop. We converted an old barn that was on a 10-acre apple orchard. So we purchased the apple orchards because we had already been purchasing all of the apples there. We love Northern Spies. We were doing a really nice blend of apples because we had a lot of other varieties of apples. So we still have this orchard and our original pie shop there on North Avenue here in Armada, Michigan. It's really sweet, really cute little shop. So that was our very first shop once we were able to get big enough to move to an actual bakery out of our home. At that point, we were going, and people really loved our pies. People knew about our pies. We had a good reputation already because we'd owned a restaurant for 14 years in Armada, so Achatz Family Restaurant from 1976. And we sold that restaurant to a big family in 1990. We started our pie business in 93. So we've had a long road of food business, and we've learned a lot. When Whole Foods approached us to come into their store, we did, and we were already in the Metro Detroit delivering to a few small grocery stores, a few upper scale gourmet grocery stores. We had a very small route. We were also delivering in the back doors of some restaurants too. So everybody loved the pies. Whole Foods came in, they bought out not Plum Market. Plum Market's what they own now. Merchants of Vino. They bought out, do you guys remember the Merchants of Vino? Eddie and Juliet Jonah. They did a beautiful job, and Whole Foods came in and asked if they would sell. So they bought out their 4 or 5 stores. And at the time, they had kicked out a lot of vendors that were supplying their showcases in their bakery. But they kept Achatz pies because we were selling a lot of pies, making them a lot of money. And it's a good thing all the way around, right? They wanted us to stay, and Whole Foods is all natural, so there was no hydrogenated oils allowed, there's no preservatives, there's no chemicals allowed in their food. So you can freely and safely shop at Whole Foods and not have to worry about, reading the label. So we were happy to be a part of Whole Foods. And after we were able to prove ourselves worthy, and that we could deliver on time, that we kept our quality high, that we had our label correct, they invited us then to drive into Chicago and supply their stores there. And this was like 23 years ago. They had only about 12 stores at the time in the Chicagoland area. So we said yes, we'd give it a try, and we would drive our delivery van out to the Chicago area 3 days a week with fresh pies. Now we go 4 days a week. Well, not anymore, hence this video. So now we deliver to about 50 stores in the Chicagoland area. They've really, really grown, doing a great job. But as you may know or may not know, Whole Foods was purchased by Amazon. Of course, it was always about the margin, and they got to make their margin. They want to lower their waste and their shrink. So the new bakery director, who's come into the Midwest region, has decided to really make a change, really be able to cut back on the waste and the shrink, and get rid of the Achatz Fresh Pie program. You've seen our pie. It's in that big purple box with our logo on it, with the beautiful artwork on the box. That pie will no longer be available. Our big 10-inch pies, they're 3 pounds. We also have that 8-inch pie and a smaller 6-inch in some of the stores. So we will not be driving to Chicago anymore. We were really confused and upset, and oh my God, how is this going to affect our business? Whole Foods is a huge customer. They're a huge client. My husband wasn't as freaked out and flipped out and upset as I was with that bad news. He said, what's next for us? Will it really be that bad? We can get some drivers off the road. Maybe it'll be a good thing. We don't know. We don't know really what this could lead to. Maybe this gets some fire under our butts and finally open a shop in the Chicago area. Because guys, we have talked about opening a couple of pie shops in the Chicagoland area for years, and we have not done it. Maybe this is just the thing that will motivate us to get back to Chicago. I know that we have a lot of fans in the Chicago area, and if you are a fan, please let me hear it in the comment below. Please let me know that we will be missed in the Chicago area and that you want us back. Perhaps we just do a quick pop-up here for the week of Thanksgiving and maybe at Christmas again. Certainly, you don't want to miss your Thanksgiving Achatz pies. You'll miss that on your table, I'm sure. I've heard from a lot of people in Chicago. We've talked to them personally. We travel out to Chicago probably 10 times a year, and a lot of people know the name, they know the brand, they can actually pronounce the word Achatz properly. We know that they're big fans, and I think we'll be missed. But please let us know if we will be missed. Maybe we're wasting our time thinking about actually coming to Chicago. I don't know. I just can't see how it would fail, right? So let us know in the comments below if you know of a great location for a pop-up, or maybe you know of a great location that that we could open a permanent store up at. We need only about 1,500 square feet to 2,000 square feet. We don't need a lot of space. You know why? Because we do one thing. We focus on one thing, and that's pie only. We're not looking to open up a cafe. We're not looking to, do breakfast and lunch and soups and salads and sandwiches and all of that. We don't need that. We can stand alone on our pies because they're just that good, right? We don't need to incorporate all that other stuff and worry about, all of the breakfast, lunch, and dinner stuff. So that's a lot of work. We've been there. We've been in the restaurant business. But like I said, we focus on one thing and one thing only, and we do it very well. We have about 35 flavors of pies, all of our cream pies, so many more varieties of fruit pies than what you're normally seeing in Whole Foods anyway. So we would love to come to Chicago and bring it all out for you to try, and come on in and just buy a slice if you'd like. And so please let us know, where do you think would be a great location? Where are you at? Where's your neighborhood at? Maybe you want to see us right there in your own neighborhood. It really felt bad when we got that news. It was like, ugh, we got ousted. We got kicked out of Whole Foods. What are we going to tell our friends? What are we going to tell our employees? And we have just over 100 employees, about 60 of them there at the bakehouse and in the office. And this is our biggest customer. Whole Foods is one of our biggest clients. Were people going to have to lose their jobs? This was going to be really hard news, and we really thought about it for a long time and did a lot of numbers and did a lot of math. And you know what? We realized we won't have to let go of anyone. We still have plenty of work for everyone. Our frozen ready-to-bake line has really taken off. We supply a lot of other grocery stores with this frozen 9-inch pie, and along with an 8-inch and a 6-inch line too. So there's plenty of work to be had, especially now coming up in the fourth quarter when we are up to our eyeballs right now in preparing to make tens of thousands of pumpkin pies, and pecan pie is another big one too. So there's plenty of work for now. Let's think of a plan B. Like I said, maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Maybe it really helps us to get in gear to get our sales department built up and create other business somewhere else. We appreciate any of your ideas as our customers, as people that are watching our channel. What would you do if one of your biggest customers decided to boot you out, right? You're ousted, you're out. Hasta la Vega. What's happening here? What happened? What would you do? I was talking to my brother-in-law and my sister, Amy and Russell, and they are in the acting business. They are in the Hollywood. It's the whole, what they do is they do a lot of auditioning, and they land a lot of good parts. My brother-in-law, Russell Bradley Fenton, has a wonderful page. I'm going to include his link below. They've got a lot of good advice. They have their own consulting business as well. If you want to be in the acting industry, man, they know everything about it. They can be a big help if you are thinking about doing that. But I was talking to them today about it, and Russell had just went through a big downer, just a real bummer here a while ago, where he got a part in a really great movie with some really big stars, and he had this small part in there. And he worked hard, and he auditioned, he landed the part, and he got paid for everything that he did. But then at the very end of it, when they were doing their editing, they said, we gotta shrink this film. We gotta cut some parts out. We gotta cut some scenes, and his scene got cut. Oh, and we were so sad. We were so sad for Russell because this was a big one for him. And he's had a lot of really great parts, and I really think they made a mistake by cutting Russell's part out. But man, it's part of show business, y'all, and he took it just fine. He was great. He sent a family email out to everybody on our side of the family and his side of the family, and said, hey guys, so sorry to let you know, but that's show business. My part got cut. I know you all were looking forward to seeing me in this big new film that was about to be released, but they cut it. And he just took it so gracefully, and he handled it so professionally, because he knows shit happens. And and he was saying to me today, he said, sometimes when one door closes, another door opens, right? That's a cliche, but it really works for a lot of us. And we wonder what door is going to open for us. I wonder if a door will open immediately for us, or you know, or if things will just look, you know, not so good for a while. But I do want to be clear, we are not totally out of whole foods because we still are working with Whole Foods with our private label brand. What does private label mean? That means that we are making a line of pies in our bakehouse with the same recipe, the same pie crust recipe, and we're providing them a pie that's about 75% done. So we freeze it before we bake it. It comes to Whole Foods through their back door into their bakeries, ready to bake. So that's called our RTB line, that's our lingo. So Whole Foods bakers are very talented and very skilled. They have a lot of training provided by us on how to bake our Achatz pies. They will then bake it properly. We've got some videos here that we've done in the past how to bake an Achatz pie. I take you for a walk through our back facility, through our back of our bakehouse, and show you all of the 5 steps that we check for quality. We do not sell a pie if it doesn't pass inspection. We're very picky. So we flip the pies over, we examine the bottom crust, we look at the boil out, we even stick a fork in to make sure that the apples are tender on a lot of our pies. So like I said, we've provided that wonderful tool on how to bake an Achatz pie. We have another video on how not to bake an Achatz pie. So we've seen a lot of problems and mistakes out there in the world when grocery stores are using our private label line of Achatz pies. And I talk a lot about, you know, what I think might be going wrong. So feel free to watch that one as well. Those are 2 wonderful videos with a lot of information, a lot of tricks and tips to help you out to make sure that you're baking a wonderful pie. Even if you're not baking an Achatz pie, these will still help you out. So yes, Whole Foods are bringing in our 9-inch pies. They'll be baking them. They will be then cooling them properly, packaging them in their own box with their own label. So that's what it means when a company like mine, who are making pies, creates a private label program. That means you as a grocery store can have a really great, awesome pie, bake it in your facility daily so it's nice and fresh. And then you can put your own label on it, guys. Or if you are interested in that line, perhaps you're a grocery store or a small restaurant chain, and you're interested in carrying our pies and getting into that ready-to-bake line of pies, we provide a wonderful 9-inch pie, an 8-inch pie, and a 6-inch pie. Go ahead and click on the link below to contact our sales department, and they'll be happy to send you some free samples and everything else that you need to make a decision. Cut those pies against what you're selling now and just taste the difference. We make an all-natural pie, no hydrogenated oils, no GMOs. Man, it's good stuff. A lot of our pies only have 9 ingredients, and you can pronounce every one. All right, everyone, thanks for joining me today. I hope all is well. See you next week.